Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're not quite sure kind of how this video works, it's just a reasonings video for my past 10 picks for my top 100, which was revealed last Saturday. If you have any other questions about the format, please refer to my first video. Otherwise, I'm gonna just jump right into the reasonings right here. So at number 90, we have "Oh Come to the Altar" by Elevation. And this is just a really good worship song. I have some, rich memories with it. And it's a catchy melody, so it's a very memorable song. And really, it has all things going for it as a worship song, and it just works very well. Following it is "Wishes" by Grant, featuring McCall. Now, this is kind of a fan favorite of a song, and there isn't really a whole lot to say about it that hasn't been said. I remember when I first heard it, I thought it was good, but I wasn't really understanding why everyone was so crazy about it. But really, there's fantastic vocals, fantastic atmosphere that Grant just lets sit through for like the whole first 2 minutes. He really takes his time for the build-up, and when we get to the climax, first of all, the chorus, fantastic vocals, and the sound design is just great. And there's some variation there, and really everything just works together so neatly that it makes for a great, replayable, catchy, but still emotional song. So fantastic work by Grant over there. Number 88, we have "Time" by Hans Zimmer. This is the Ben Walter remix. This song is basically like the epitome of what I'd look for in a melodic dubstep type song. A ton of impact, very, very long build-up that's worth it for, that huge kind of anthemic, larger than life, very aggressive, kind of dark, kind of style drop that Ben Walter is so great for. And another great song of his, New Dawn, does this very well as well, and really is just on here because it really just hits the mark for every expectation of I would want for a melodic dubstep remix of this song, because I know a lot of those mel dub songs suffer from a lack of impact, and this certainly does not have that problem. At number 87, we have "Leaving" by Illenium. This one, fantastic vocals by Eden. You'll definitely see Eden again. He's a fantastic vocalist, and I really love the melody. Very, very emotional, very nostalgic. Great use of the vocal chops, and just good production, and very impactful. So it's just one of those songs that just hits me in the right way, so as to speak. So really, it's just executed very well, and it has like a great emotional chord progression. Next up, we have "Eclipse" by Last Heroes and Two Worlds Apart, featuring vocals from Aaron, I believe it's pronounced. And this is similar to the "Time" remix, a fantastically executed melodic dubstep song, great vocals, and this is coming from two melodic dubstep legends. We got Last Heroes and we got Ben Walter, who's half of Two Worlds Apart, and I was just talking about him 2 songs ago. And needless to say, I had high expectations for this collab, and those expectations were completely met, and it's just a fantastic, impactful melodic dubstep song. So great work from all the artists for that one. Next up at number 83, we have "Number 3" by Aphex Twin. Aphex Twin is probably one of the most popular producers on this list, and while I'm not the biggest fan of his kind of like IDM experimentals type stuff that he's known for the best, this is just a fantastic composition. Because at first when I listened to it, as some of you guys might be feeling, I felt it was pretty boring, it was pretty slow. But the not only the sounds used, but the melody is just so serene. It's like slow down and take your time. It's not necessarily trying to be sad, or it's just peaceful. which is something that I find very hard to find in music nowadays. And at the same time, without trying to be emotional, it kind of gets that across as well, which might just be because it's like a nostalgic song at this point, because I first heard it a long time ago. Not really too long ago, but some years ago. So at this point, not only is it a calm, wonderfully produced song, but I guess it really is one that strikes some chords for me as well. Then at number 84, we have Tonight by Cosmic Gate and Emma Hewitt. This one, great vocals and just a really impactful drop, which really is the main thing, that it has a good emotional chord progression and an impactful drop. And that impact's really just what brings it on this list, and also a very memorable song as well. At number 83, we have Hear the Bells by Porter Robinson featuring Imaginary Cities. Many of you guys have probably heard of Porter Robinson, probably his album Worlds. He's another very popular producer on this list. This one is one of his less popular tracks, at least on his album, but it really just does it for me, because the melody, I love it, and the vocals, even though they seemed kind of off-putting at first, now I've really grown to like them, and I just think that they work really well in the track overall. So just another track that's executed very well. At number 82, we have Air by Hellberg, Tech, and Taylor Rennie. And this song, another impactful song. I know we're just going impact by impact by impact for this list. Seems like I've said that word 100 times already, but fantastic melody. Melody is catchy, but it's also emotional, yet at the same time, it's powerful. You know, it's not a weak melody. It's something that kind of comes out with strength and vigor, and that's something that you don't find too often, especially in that type of music. Vocals are great as well, let me mention that. Usually the melodies are maybe a little bit cheesy or a little bit generic, but this one is just a little bit different, and I know that there are a few other people who have recognized that as well. So yeah, this one's definitely a hit for me. And then closing off the video, we had number 81, which is The Man on My Left Shoulder by Quadeca. This one's a little bit of an odd one out on the list, so to speak. Not only is it catchy, but the lyrics are fantastic, and it gives a kind of deep but also real message about like temptation and the lack of satisfaction. Not only is it like a good listen, but the lyric writing is fantastic. Also, there's a ton of variation, and every little bit of the song is symbolic in some way, which I feel is something a lot of artists have kind of fallen back from and haven't really thought about doing. So I really respect this song for doing that, and it just makes it a special one for me. So thank you for listening to this Reasonings video, and I hope to see you all next week.